Happy 11/11/11. Wow, we are really being given a sort of reset at this time period right now, and all these ones are coming in to remind us that we are in the midst of a new beginning. And the ones, of course, representing activations and ascension, higher consciousness. So I definitely wanted to do a reading for today to see where the energies are at. Just a reminder, guys, my website is twinstrology.com if you're interested in a reading, or if you want to just follow my blog, because when I'm not doing videos, I write articles, and I've been writing more than I've been doing videos. So if you want to see my more current energy reports about 11/11 and about the energy of the new moon and all the changes that we're going through, they're all on my website. Also want to tell you guys that I am going to be on the radio later. Debbie Dubois is starting a new radio show on Blog Talk Radio that's called The Awakening Consciousness. And I'm going to be on there later today with Robin Angie of Twinfinity and Kelly McGinstry of Encompass Yourself. And of course, we were all facilitators at the last Twin Flame workshop. Dio unfortunately can't be with us because he's in Rome right now doing his own Twin Flame workshop. But I would love for you guys to join us. We're going to be talking about the Twin Flame Collective and the shifts that have been going on within the Twin Flame Collective. And we have a special announcement to make as well. So that's going to be from 3 to 5 Eastern Time. And the link will be posted on my Facebook page if you would like to join us. Okay, so let's get to the cards. Just take a moment to set your intention about what you're needing to hear or get out of this reading for your own journey. Okay, where I'm going to start is your energy, where your energy is at. And we have the card Spiritual Union. Now, technically, this is where we would say this is the Divine Feminine's side of the reading. So if that resonates with you, then use that. Spiritual union. So we are reaching union within. And for a lot of the Divine Feminine, this portal of energy since the Taurus full moon is really shifting that sense of inner union. Feeling more balanced. Feeling a deeper connection with our twin, yet at the same time, feeling a sense of detachment from the twin, if that makes sense. Because we're embodying more of our own masculine, feminine, or, what it feels like to me is, it feels like my twin is inside of me all the time. So that sense of union is always there now. And when we start feeling that sense of separation, we can go back, we can connect with that feeling of union within that helps us shift out of it. This sense of inner union or spiritual union, as this card is called, is helping you get to that sense of emotional balance, right? It's a cup. It's technically the Two of Cups. And with this is also coming this deeper self-love. a lot of the twin flame journey is about getting to self-love. When we first meet our twin, we idolize them. We think that, how can I put this? We put them on this pedestal and we give them all of our love, not realizing at the time that they are us. And it's through the twin flame journey, and it's through shedding all of the false beliefs, shedding all the layers of ego, clearing the karma, that slowly but surely we begin to see, yes, that person is us. And we can take that love of them and make that into love of self. When your twin resides within you, like there is that sense that you really are one. To love them is to love yourself. To love yourself is to love them. There is no separation in that respect. With this comes the idea that we don't need to always be chasing after them. We don't always need to be focusing on their healing. We don't need to focus on whatever drama there is, because they're always right there. We can detach more from the external circumstances. It doesn't mean that the external connection and the love isn't there, but we can drop a lot of the old stories because we're more into the truth. And the truth is that there is oneness. And this is really fueling the sense of new beginning. Because this is creating a complete shift in how we viewed twin flames up till now. And this is allowing a cascade of a bunch of other changes, such as a deeper integration of our higher self, understanding unity and oneness, expanding consciousness, and expanding our ability to manifest. So this spiritual union card, very important to the energies that is happening right now. So as I was saying, we don't need to go after our twin. We don't need to chase them. We can bring a lot of our energy back to self. And that is what our twin needs us to do right now. Instead of, energetically interfering, just bring our energy back, just keep loving ourselves, just keep ascending, and just keep staying positive and growing and expanding as much as we can. Now, the card from the Romance Angels here is stay optimistic about your love life. Well, when we have that self-love, we have that emotional balance, it's just natural that we find that sense of optimism and that positivity. And I think that a lot of you are feeling this energy of new beginning, and that is bringing a sense of optimism. And not only that, but the shift in the energetic connection between the twins, meaning that the feminine is feeling like she's stronger and more able to detach a little bit, I think is giving people a sense of optimism. Because without that, or maybe previously, there was a big feeling of, we're stuck or we're attached to something that maybe at times we don't want to be attached to. And so what's happening is The feminine energy is really breaking free. Breaking free of things that she's felt, and I say she, but I mean anyone, male or female, carrying the feminine. She's felt that sense of attachment is basically was codependency. And that codependency is really beginning to clear, which I know a lot of you are going to be relieved about because it's one of those things that we've been working on for a long time. But the feminine is now really starting to clear that. And that is enabling the masculine energy to now begin to clear it. So the masculine twin, or we could just say your twin, what is going on with the other twin? Rest and rejuvenation is their card. Four of Swords. Well, the masculine twin is really going through a big shift right now. And they are pulled inward. They're having to deal with a lot of their karmic patterns right now. And they're starting to see the truth. Now, if you think back to when you were really awakening and the things that you went through, the dark nights of the soul and the triggers, that feeling of being stuck. You needed that rest and rejuvenation, that time to go within. And so that's where your twin is at right now. Things are coming at them a bit fast and furious. And they're needing time to integrate all the changes that they're going through. A lot of them will be feeling it on a physical level, like literally needing to sleep. For others, it's more about taking time for self so that they can clearly hear the messages that are being given to them. Also, when we're awakening and we begin to see the truth of things, well, it can be a bit shocking. It can be a bit confusing. We go through stages where we think we're crazy. So, just know that your twin needs their time and space right now. And they need that time and space energetically as well. And that's why the shift is happening as it is. So if you're feeling that kind of detachment from your twin, just know that that's where you're supposed to be right now. Doesn't mean that the connection is ending or anything like that. So what is going on in the combined energies? We have trapped in fear, which is the Eight of Swords. Well, this card, what I'm feeling is that for the last several weeks, both the masculine and feminine have been in that space of feeling trapped a little bit, feeling stuck or feeling like they can't move forward or dealing with a lot of triggers. Okay, even for those of you that are pretty well, you've done a lot of work on your ascension journey. We still go through periods where we are dealing with a lot of triggers and a lot of emotional releasing. And that's where we've been. And that's because we're going through a major transformation and integration a lot of old patterns are clearing. And as they come up for clearing, we get that feeling of not being able to move forward on something, or that emotional sadness. It's really an emotional release. We almost sometimes physically are releasing the old pattern through some kind of emotional expression of it. Crying, for example, or getting angry. Now, both twins have been going through this, and that's that energetic connection again. You may be clearing different things. You may be at different spaces of your ascension process, but you're still assisting each other on an energetic level. You see the card behind it from the romance angels. Keep an open mind. Your soulmate may differ from your usual type and expectation. This is just reiterating to me that we're clearing old patterns. Keep an open mind means you've got to clear something that's keeping you from moving forward. But the message here is really positive, because this is our union energy, and it's saying that you're both working to clear the way for this timeline shift or this reset. So yeah, it's been a challenge, but you're really going to be happy to see where these changes are leading you. So we're really becoming untrapped by our fear. And we've been confronting a lot of fears the last several months. So what do you need to know about your twin flame situation? Disruption is the card that we get. So, well, look at the card behind it from the romance angels. Let go of control issues. Allow the situation to unfold naturally. So the message that they want you to have about what your twin flame is going through, and it's 5:55 on the clock here, is that they're letting go of control. This is their part of the shift right now. And as we talk about that process of stepping up together, what have you been doing? You've been surrendering more and more. And you've made that step up. Now your twin, they're coming up behind you. They're working on surrendering too. And they're going through their tower moments in order to let go of control. For some of them, control might have to be taken away through some kind of external circumstance. Their walls are being brought down. Their defenses are being brought down. Places where they've been in resistance, they're beginning to surrender. Again, because of this energy, they're needing time away because they're seeing things differently. A lot of them are spending time contemplating your connection and what your connection means. And I feel a lot of them are waking up to a new level of understanding about your connection. Okay, so what are we healing? Positive movement forward. This is the Eight of Wands. This is the timeline shifts. that I mentioned. The Eight of Wands usually means that there's accelerated motion as well. And you can feel that in the energy that things are accelerating. The power of the shifts and our ability to clear things is definitely accelerating. So Spirit really wants us to know that we're really heading into a very positive time. There's still going to be clearing to do. But there's new things to work on. There's a lot of planetary shifts too that's happening that are bringing us new things. We're ending an old cycle, is really what I want to say. We're ending an old cycle and moving into a new cycle. And a lot of this has to do with our consciousness. It's expanding so much. And that our ability to expand our consciousness is really key to everything that's happening. Until we make the shifts in our consciousness, we can't fully manifest those things into our reality because we're not ready for them in our level of consciousness. And with that increased consciousness, our psychic abilities are increasing, which increases our connections to everybody else. It increases our sense of trust and faith. And it increases our sense of multidimensionality. The more our psychic abilities increase, the more we realize there's a lot more to this world than these, this physical body and the chair you're sitting on or the car you're driving in. We are multidimensional. And the more we expand into that multidimensionality, the more potentials and possibilities lay before us. And so that's really where we're breaking free. Of course, all of that creates our reality. The card from the Romance Angels is the Honeymoon card. It's funny that both these cards have these boats on them and they're both kind of moving away. And I feel like the Honeymoon card is a reiteration of the Positive Movement Forward card, only there's two on that boat. Well, technically there's three, but it's a reminder that you're working on things together. No matter what things seem like in your world around you or in your actual relationship with your twin, you're both working on this shift, on clearing your mind together. And of course, that accelerates the timelines towards physical union. So what is coming up in the future? Or I should say, what is the best way to move forward? I think that's the actual question that I asked. And we have the fertility card. Well, you're being asked to move forward in the knowledge that you are the creator here. This is also that new beginning energy. The seeds that have been planted are going to begin to blossom. This is also a 3 card, which represents the energy of creation. This is also the Empress card. And the Empress represents love. And the energy on the card, that green, is radiating out from her heart. That's where the creation is coming from our heart energy. Now, from the romance angels, the card chemistry comes up. There's a strong magnetic attraction here. This is that twin flame energetic connection at work again. And on this card as well, you see the masculine and feminine and this little energy ball. They've created this third energy through their chemical interaction. What they're saying to you is, release your fears. This has come through before. It's the energetic connection between you that is driving this whole thing. You can't separate your energy. It's that, what is the word for it? There's a scientific term for it, quantum. I can't remember it right now. But it's basically saying that atoms that are connected, no matter how much distance they're separated, they're always interacting still. That's how it is with twin flames. You're the same soul energy. It doesn't matter how many miles you're separated or how long it's been since you've talked. It's all driven chemically. And in that sense, there's not a lot of free will associated with it. Yes, you can resist. But eventually, the attraction is going to pull you back together. So there's really nothing to worry about. There's nothing to fear. All that's needed is surrendering and letting the energy do its thing, creating the next step in the process. And these cards too are representing a new beginning, the third energy is thence a new beginning. I don't know why I said that. I'm not sure that's a real word. It's been a long day, guys. It's been a long week for me, actually. So, yeah, amazing reading. Basically just saying things are aligning. Let go. We really just need to do our best to stop worrying about the whole connection and just flow. Just allow it all to flow. Okay, I pulled some Queen of the Moon cards too. These are the cards at the end. So for the Divine Feminine, the card for you was beginnings, new moon, and a 2 card as well. Really shows that the feminine is coming more into balance. And again, a focus on new beginnings. And I really like the image on this card because it's a portal. It's winter on this side, and then we go through the portal, and it's spring. So really just focusing on allowing the unfoldment of the new beginning to happen. Even though in the northern hemisphere, we're in fall, heading towards winter, those seeds that we've planted are still growing, not laying dormant. And obviously, too, talking about the acceleration of the shift. For the masculine, 2 cards came out. They both represent the similar energy, power and sovereignty. So leaving us with a clear message that the masculine energy are coming more into their power. And actually the post that I wrote today, 4/11/11/11, was all about us stepping into our spiritual sovereignty. So it was kind of funny that this card sovereignty came up. But the masculine is aligning more with their own power. This is part of the truth that they're seeing, is that they're powerful creators. They're seeing where they have been giving their power away, or they've been under the illusion that they haven't had power, or they've been under the illusion that they haven't had control of their own life. And that is beginning to shift. And they're understanding more their sovereignty. And they're taking this energy on board of they don't have to be subjected to the influence of other people. They needed to integrate more of their feminine energy to allow this energy to come in because they want to be in their power from the right place. It's not about being in that patriarchal sense of power where you're trying to control things, because we see that they're trying to release control. It's coming into their spiritual power, and I think that's what the sovereignty card is showing us. Power in the sense of living through their soul's truth, recognizing that they're creators of their reality, and finding the inner strength to make the choices and decisions that they're going to be asked to make going forward. So it's saying they're having to live in their truth and recognizing that they have the power to live in their truth. So really great cards. So last card is a journey of love. What is the 11/11 message for twin flames? What's the 11/11 message for twin flames? Self-initiation. Number 12. You are being touched by a wave of your own light and motion. Can you feel the blessings and love that are flowing towards you from within you in an upsurging wave of love? This is your own pure divine nature. You can choose to empower another as the carrier of your own divinity, of course, and sometimes if you're not quite ready to recognize your own divine essence, this needs to be. Yet at any moment, you can choose to recognize that it is you who are initiating yourself into love, that you are the being of light, the divine that is drawing you forward into yourself. At any moment, you can choose to recognize yourself. Will this be such a moment? This oracle holds a message for you. There are many teachers on this path, some humble, some wise, some great companions on your life journey, and some who will enter in and out of your life quickly, perhaps imparting a helpful word or teaching you a more challenging lesson about trusting and relying upon your own wisdom. The greatest teacher, however, is life itself. You can trust in your own experience and know that it is the divine spark within you, the life within you, that is the one true teacher who carries you home in awakened reunion with the divine. So this card is also talking about sovereignty because it's talking about embracing your own power and understanding that it's really you who's leading your ascension process. When we take on our sovereignty, when we exclaim our sovereignty, we are taking on responsibility for our reality and what we are creating. That means we can no longer blame our external circumstances on other people. We can't blame it on our twin. Nor do we want to give our power away. It's fine to have teachers around you to guide you, but ultimately you have to make your decisions for yourself from your soul about what is right for you. And understand that nobody can heal you. Nobody can clear your karma. No one can ascend you without your agreement to it, permission for it, without you doing the work. And if you give your power away, thinking that someone else is going to save you, or if you give your power away in the sense of you feel you have to save everybody else, that is not what sovereignty is. For example, the other day when I wrote that post about the new moon, and part of what was channeled through me is that we can't save anybody else. And this is what the feminine is realizing. First of all, there's no white knight that's going to ride up on their horse and make everything okay. Nor is it your responsibility to save your twin or to save anybody else. Part of understanding sovereignty is understanding that everyone has a right to their own experience. Everyone has a right to create what it is their soul wants them to create. And we should not interfere with other people's sovereignty as much as we don't want other people to interfere with our sovereignty. We each have to create our own journey, and that is the self-initiation process. So at this juncture in time, we're no longer looking outside of ourselves to be led. But this timeline shift is asking us now, it's saying, Okay, you're agreeing to be a creator of your reality. Now you've got to step up and do it. And you've got to follow your own soul. And if you don't follow your own soul, you're going to experience pain and resistance in order to shift you into a vibrational alignment with your soul. But ultimately, it's you that's leading your experience and your manifestation and your ascension. Thank you so much, guys. I hope that reading resonated with you. Once again, thank you for watching, and I will speak to you soon.